Hey, I'm Luke, and this is my wife Alba, and our two boys, Kai and Nalu. But let me take you back to when it was just the two of us. We were avoiding the cold weather and travelling around the south of Spain in our van, a van we bought for less than £1,500. We fixed up the exterior and gave her a fresh coat of paint, ripped out the old interior, prepped for all the new connections, insulated the walls and ceiling, built a new kitchen, cladded all the walls, fitted a new solar system, and made our very own dream home on wheels. But before the two of us became three, we knew we needed something a little bit bigger for our family home. And this is what we found. A 1972 Mercedes 508D. The old girl had been sitting for a while and not in the best condition, so we knew we had a lot of work ahead of us. So be sure to subscribe to follow along on our journey of turning this rusty old girl into a dream family home. Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of our Mercedes 508D restoration series. If you're just joining us, we've completely stripped out the inside of our van, removing all the furniture, walls, insulation, until we're left just with a bare metal shell. We then started to work on the outside of the van, sorting all the rust, filling in holes, fixing leaks, and repairing any damaged bodywork. We did a test with the colours we had chosen to make sure they had come out the way we wanted, then made a decision on what style we were going to paint the van. And this is where you join us. The first job is once again to sand the entire van, trying to get the surface as smooth as possible, ready for paint. Then we have to give the van a really good clean. First we wash it down with water to try and get all the dirt and dust off. Then we go around with microfiber cloths and vinegar to get the surface completely clean and free of any grease or other contaminants that might stop the paint from sticking. The cleaning seemed to go on forever, but finally we were ready to suit up and start painting the van. The paint we chose was a special anti-rust paint. It's pretty toxic, so we wanted to make sure we didn't get any on our skin or breathe in any of the fumes. While I started on the roof with a brush to get into all the small grooves where the roller wouldn't fit, Alba started taping up any of the fittings that we could not remove. Things like the indicator lights had very rusty screws and the plastic was pretty delicate, so we decided it would be better to paint around these rather than risking trying to remove them. Now Alba suits up too, and we're both ready to paint. And this is the paint we are using. As I said earlier, it's a special anti-rust paint, and it has a shiny or glossy finish, so we will see at the end if we also need a coat of lacquer, or if this paint is good enough on its own. While I paint the roof, Alba is using a brush to go over all the areas I can't get to with the roller. However, this teamwork didn't last long, as Kai woke up from his nap. So while Alba fed Kai, I started on the lower half of the van. I'm applying the paint as thin as possible to try and get the smoothest end result. So I spread the paint out with the roller across one panel at a time, before trying to carefully go over the whole panel in the same direction to give the best results. Before we go any further, I wanted to say a big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. If you don't know what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network, and it encrypts all the data sent between your device and the internet, making sure nobody can steal your information. If you travel in your camper, a VPN is a must, for two reasons. In van life, you're likely to find yourself on public Wi-Fi. Here, it's especially important to protect your sensitive information. But also, maybe you just want to check something from back home. With a VPN, you can browse any content just like you would at home, with no restrictions. But why Surfshark? Surfshark is the only VPN provider where with just one account, it gives you unlimited simultaneous connections so you can protect all your devices. It's super fast and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. If you'd like more information, hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen now. To get a nice, neat and straight line between the red and the cream paint, we run a strip of masking tape all the way around the van. While Albert does this on the driver's side, I continue to work my way through the other side, one panel at a time. We've now worked our way round to the front of the van. This is one of the most fiddly parts of the van, as with the grille and all the lights and bumper, there's so many hard to get to areas. And at this point, our cheap suits are already falling apart.
You want to show your home? I want you to be painting too. Is that yours?
While Albert uses the brush to go around the fixtures on the front, I use the roller to go over the area she has painted to try and avoid any brush marks. Now, it's the same again down the other side of the van. This is certainly a long and painful job, but we're already seeing the results and this keeps us going.
Looking real now. After leaving the paint all night to fully dry, the next morning I come to take a look. Everything seems to be looking good, even after just the first coat. So I start cleaning and preparing the areas around the windows for the cream paint. It's the same process as before. I use vinegar to clean up any grease or dirt and make the surface ready to paint. Then I cover the lower half of the van that we painted red the day before with sheets to make sure I don't drip or splash any white paint on it. This also took forever, so let's skip ahead. With the clouds starting to move in, we start the cream paint, hoping we can get it all done in time. You can see after just one coat the difference between the primer and the cream finish, and we're excited to see how it's going to look. In the end, we were lucky with the weather and managed to finish the first coats of red and cream without any rain. But the next day, it was wet and miserable, so we had to move onto the inside of the van.
Ta-da!
After just one coat of paint and a little break in between the rain, the sun broke through the clouds and we get to see how great the van is starting to look. So this is where I'll end this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to see the finished results in the next videos. Thanks for watching.